Ready. Yo, what's up, Dazed? My name is Skepta, Big Smoke, and we're here. BTS exclusive at my cover shoot, Greece. Yeah, my new album is called Fork and Knife. It's an immigrant story of coming from where my parents were in Nigeria to the UK, essentially for a better life, but I'm gonna call it coming from like eating with your hands to coming to a fork and knife. I feel like honesty is the policy for this album. You know, I've done a lot of braggadocious rap. It's gonna be a very like honest story about how I feel, you know, after getting all the monetary values out of my system, thinking they were gonna make me better, make me happy, you know, getting to a point where like, okay, cool, I really have a story to tell for immigrants in Britain that, you know, you can buy as much as you want, you can wear as much as you want, but the trauma, it would always be there, and kind of tapping into that is where your power is. My secret to successful collaboration, I'd have to say, is to not force the collab. I think I'm in a space where like a lot of people who do music, they will know of me. They would probably pick up the phone if I wanted to speak. I have that level of like respect in the music business, but at the same time, I wouldn't just be like calling people up because I can. Like for instance, I can think of like me and Rocky, which is probably one of my biggest collabs with Praise the Lord. At the time, it was a story about me taking grime over to America and where we met in that space, and which is why I feel like that song was so powerful, because the purpose and the meaning was behind it. I've collaborated with some people before, but because there's no reason for us to collab, the songs don't really do anything. We could have maybe just gone to lunch or something and just spoke about stuff, you know. It didn't have to be a record. I can't remember what year it was. Yeah, it must have been like 2013, 2014. I met Carti in LA. I feel like our approach to life and our approach to art was kind of similar. We made a song like maybe the third day that we met, somewhere in the oblivion of the internet somewhere. I don't know. I don't think a lot of people know. I get to see because we're closer in it, but he's fly, he's young, he's from the A, they always got that swag in it, but like really, like when you know Carti, he's really about the sound. He produces these songs that every time they drop, like it pushes the envelope more and more and more, and it's like, what can I do next? I would have to say the same about myself. I think like a lot of the reason why like I've had such a long-standing career is because I really care about the sound, and no matter what sound in the UK that's come, whether it was like funky house, dubstep, drill, all of these sounds, I had a part to play in them, you know. So I like working with Carti in that sense, because I know that we're definitely always looking to push the envelope and the sound and stay at the forefront. And I think that any artist that, you know, that has that at the core of their creations, that they just last forever, because you're constantly like adapting and changing. My favorite UK artist now that's on their way, I would have to say, is Finesse Kid. Like, I like his style, you know what I mean? Not just his music. We've been on FaceTime for hours before. I like the way he speaks to his mum. He's a good guy, innit? Just in general, for like having an ear for like new stuff or like looking out for new things. I just believe that like, one, I never approach art or music like I'm Skepta, right? When I go in a booth, I believe that I'm no one. This is the first song I've ever made. I don't turn my nose up at artists that are younger than me or in a different, or in a come up or whatever. I can't be like that to them, because I think if you get into that jaded space, you could start living in your accolades and get lost, and then a new artist is just better than you because they're hungrier. The victory lap, you know, if Clint calls me and says, oh, I'll do a victory lap, I don't think, oh nah, I'm too big to be hanging around these guys, and I wanna go. I was somewhere else making sneakers before. Wow, I'm going crazy. Look, this is the international SK talking. I was somewhere else making trainers before, yeah. I made some bangers. When I came to PUMA, it was good in the sense of they'd seen what I'd done before, and I didn't have to like prove myself. Yeah, getting to do apparel too, like this fly, crazy. And it just feels like PUMA's just like killing it. My most underrated bar of all time, 6 figures. Now I got a bank with Coots. I'm big bossing. No, I ain't from Milwaukee, but I'm a Milwaukeean. I was waiting for everyone to clap, but see, that's what I'm trying to say. The bar's underrated, fam. Like, no, look, you can tell I've just said it. No one's even said nothing, so Mains as a brand, like for me personally, I just really want to bring back that, like, the theatre to fashion. I feel like a lot of pressures on these brands nowadays to keep up with social media. I feel like I'm like sitting in the airport in like a lounge just watching people just walk past me, like, you know, like a business class lounge, and then the last person walks past and everyone just gets up and runs off. A lot of clothes is like these shapes and these styles and these stories are just made so you can take fit pics. You know, I go theatre with my daughter, I see Matilda, Wicked, all these things, I'm saying, so it's like theatre. Like John Galliano, Alexander McQueen, rest in peace, Virgil, rest in peace. These guys, these are real theatre. You go to their shows, it's like you're going to a show, you know what I'm saying? When I had children, it re-energized like my creations, because I was able to see again when I go home and I'm wearing like, I don't know, my Nasir Mazhar bully hat with the pencil on the side, and I'm giving my daughter a hug and she's just looking at the pencil like that and she's like, "You've got a pencil in your hat." Then I'm like, "Oh, Nasir, you're hard." Like I'm saying, like, you know, both of my shows at the end, like the finale walks off, run out with my kids twice in it. So I like to have them around when I'm making stuff and designing. What I would love to have left is just the codes to make it easier for the younger generation coming up after me, you know what I mean? Because, you know, these kids are leaving school and knowing exactly what they want to do. And when people are telling them like, "Oh yeah, get a real job," they're telling them, no, this is a real job. Like, because I was under that impression of like, get a real job for ages. Have different answers for your uncles, and you have different answers for like the shop man, and you have different answers for your mum. Finally had one. I'm an artist to everyone. And then that's when people started to treat me like one, you know, so. But I just definitely want to leave as many codes as possible. That's my plan.